You're welcome to my channel, Mindset Academy, where we want to reproduce the given figure that is displayed at the right hand side of the screen using the principle of tangency. Now, when you hear the word tangency, the first thing you have to do is for you to just locate any center of your choice. So I like starting with an horizontal line. Now, this is my line this way. I'll just draw it at any given direction like this, right? That is what I'll bring out first. And after I've done that, the next thing I'm going to do is to still draw another vertical line. Let me see at this point here, let me place vertical line here. I will there. So we have this. At this point, I'll use a long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short, long. Those two represent, and I'll come here too. I will do the same thing too. Just a center line. So I come here too. I'll just do long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short, just like that. And I just stop there. So this center you see, actually the center that my arrow is pointing on the screen, right? So if you look at that circle there, this outer one you see here has a diameter of 44 and the inner one has diameter of 30. But in tangency, we don't work with what diameters, we work with radius. So you divide those parameters there by what? By 2. So if I divide it by 2, I'll be having 22 and 30 respectively. Is that okay now? So 22 and 15 respectively. So that means I'll take measure on my meter rule. Let me take it up so we'll see what we are dealing with. So I'm going to measure from 0 to 22 and I'll place it at the center here, which is the center my arrow is pointing, and I'm going to draw this. You can see that. Now the other one in is 15 because the diameter is 30, so I'll measure 15. This is 15 here, and I'll come here. I'll do the same thing. So this is where we have there. Now if you look closely, to get to this next circular shape here, right, I want to get to the center of this shape that my arrow is pointing. If you look at the height here, this vertical line, to get to that center, I'm going to measure what? 48 up this line. So let's measure 48 first. So from here, I'll measure 48 here. This is 40, 45, 47, 48 is here. Can you see that? So on that point, I'm going to do another line this way. Just faint line first, like this. Now on that line, you discover that I will not measure because the line you see is tangential to that circle. So from that line here that I draw a line, I will now measure the radius of what? The radius of 20, because the diameter I have here is given to be what? 40, as you can see, right? So I'll measure radius of 20, right? On my meter rule here from 0 to 2 is the radius, and I'll place it at this point. I'll mark here, that will be the center of the circle, and I'll come here. Then I'm going to draw a big circle this way. Can you see that? Now, after I've done that, the inner one has a radius of 10 because diameter is what? Is 20. Remember, we don't work with diameter, we work with radius. All together. So if I should move there, so we'll move forward, right? So the inner one, remember that from this line to that center is 19 as shown here. Don't forget that. Then you draw this circle, or you get logic. Now the next one is the inner circle, which has a radius of what? So I'll just take my meter rule, right? A radius of 10. So I'll take my meter and I'll measure 10. This is 10 here because the diameter is 20, and I'll place it here. I'll draw this. Can you see that? So after we've done that, the next thing we'll be doing here now will be to get the other center. That is this particular figure you see here, we want to get it. But first of all, from the center to that center, I am going to measure radius of what? 60. So I'll take my meter rule and I'm going to measure 60 from this point. Let me take it to this side a little bit. Are we there? So I'm going to measure what? 60. So from 0 here, I'll measure 60. That's the distance, as you can see. So let me just extend it a little bit. Short, long, short, long. So this is the 60 here. So on that point, the radius of that point will mark the center. Now, if this is the center here, I'll just come long, short, long, short, long, short, long. Here to the same thing. Long, short, long, short, long, short, long. And towards the side also. Long, short, long, short, just like that. Hope you can see what I'm doing. So the next thing that we're about to do here is the radius of this outer arc here is given to be 22. So this is radius. You see the arrow in front of it, so you're not dividing it. So use the 22 directly, as you can see it there, and the 11 too, and draw two semicircles. So if I measure 22 on my meter rule this way, so from arrow, this is 22, right? And I'll place it here, and I'll draw a semicircle. And the other one, 11, I'll measure 11 also, from 0 to 11, and I'll draw a semicircle. Hope you can see that. And the other one is I'll measure an angle of what? 40 degrees to get this arc that you're seeing on the screen. So I can use my protractor, placing it this way. See what I'm doing? Allow here to touch the center of the circle, and allow my 180 and 0 degrees to be on the horizontal line. Then my 92 should be placed here. So with this way, I can easily do what I want to do. Right? So should we move forward? Now this is 0, 10, 20, 30, 40. This is 40 degrees. That was asked. So I'll just on that point and I'll draw a faint line first. Can you see that? So I'll draw what? A faint line first. After I've drawn the first line, then I'll now use my compass, place it from this center, take it to this end. Can you see that? And draw an arc that will touch here. Come here also, take it to this end, and draw another arc that will touch here too. Come here too, take it to this end, and draw another arc that will touch here also. Then you come here too, take it to this end, and draw another arc that will touch here too. Then you take it to the center point here, and just touch here. So this will be what we have here. So this center you see, mark the center you need here. Start taking. Now when you now place it here, you close it up. You draw your what? Semicircle. You come here too, do the same thing. Hope you can see that. Then after that, the next thing that we'll be doing is to get the other end, this end here. So from this center here, which is the center, to this other end center here is given to be what? 148. So I'm going to measure 148 from this point here. So if I should take it from here, I'll measure 148. So from 0, this is 140. But if I start from 1, this will be what? 150. So you just measure 148. This is my 148 here. So what I'll do is here will be a center line also. Long, short, long, short, long, short, long. Right? And also here too, center line too. Long, short, long, short, long, short, long. Can you see that? Now we have a radius of what? 22. Just the same as this one here. The same thing that is here is what is here too, but this is horizontal. So what I will just simply do is just take the measurement of this here. 22. You come here and you get this. You come here to 11. Come to this point too. You get here too. Can you see that? Then the next thing that you'll be doing here will be the distance between this center to the next center on the screen is given to be 25. Right? So I'll measure 25 from here. From 0 here, I'll measure 25. This 25 here. And that will represent another what? Another center here. Long, short, long, short, long, short, long. Right? So from that point, I'll just do the same thing I did here. Do the same measurement. Let's come here. You do this. Come to the next one here. You do this. And you join these two together here. And you do the same thing here too. There are many ways you can go about that. We are told that the distance between these two here is 22 and it makes sense. So no need of stressing yourself, just continue. Because you might be getting confused. The radius of this is 11, right? So diameter is what? 22. That's what they meant there. So move forward. Can you see that? So we're still moving. So what else is remaining? We've gotten all the points. We have different center. We have center A here. Let's say here is B, here is C, here is D, this is E, and this is what? F. Let's put it that way. Alright, so we want to start drawing those curves that are tangential to each of those points there. So let's proceed and see what we're going to get. But first of all, there's a straight line that is coming from here. but there's an arc. The radius of that arc is given to be what? 35, as you can see. So I'll measure 35 from the center here, but with the help of what? My compass. So from 0, 35. Can you see that? From 0, 35. And I'll place it here. I'll draw another circle, faint line. Hope you can see that circle, faint line, this circle you're seeing here. Then I will now draw a straight line. I'll now draw a straight line that will be tangential with this point and that line you see in this way. From here, draw a line that will be what? Tangential, like this. Hope you can see that. So once you've done that, then remember that there's a circle here. So our circle has a radius of what? A radius of 35. And whenever you see a curve going in where my arrow is pointing, it's like a hole, and every hole you want to fill. So filling means you are adding. So we are going to add the radius of that circle with the radius of this. And that will be what? 16 plus 35. That will be 51. So I am going to measure 51 on my meter rule. This is 0 to 51. And I'll place it at this point here, point C. Then I will strike an arc. I'll do what? Strike an arc. Then, if you look at the other one again, we have radius of what? Of 22 plus the radius of 16. That will give us what? When you add 22 and 16, you're having 38. Why? Because the radius of this guy and the radius of this guy have one thing in common, and that is what? That is what is connecting them, 16. So you're going to add 22 with 16, and you're going to add 35 with 16. So this is arc of what? Of 35 plus 16. Right? While the next one I want to do now will be, I'll measure that of 38 from 0 to 38, and I'll place it at the center. I'll strike another arc. So this arc you see is the arc of the radius of what? Of 22 plus what? The radius of what? Of 16. This is that of 35 and 16. Right? So in doing that, I'll now place my compass at that point. Then I'll draw an arc this way. Can you see that? So once I've done that, I'll now tick in from here to this point. Hope you can see. So the radius of this guy from here to here is given to be what? Radius of 16. So move forward, we are not done. So the next one that we have here is another one here again. Hope you've seen our arc here. So the next one we have here is, there's an arc here also that's connecting these two together, and it's also going in also. So we are going to add. Why are you adding? Because this arc you see here is external. So whenever you have any arc that is external to a circle, you say that what? Look at what I'm showing you on the screen is external. So you are going to add the radiuses. That means the two arc we are considering is external to the main radius. So move forward. Then the next one connecting this, you're going to add also. So what are you adding? You add the radius of this circle and the radius of this arc here to get what you want to get. So the radius of this one here is given to be 20. Since diameter is 40, the radius is what? 20. So I'm going to use 20 and add to what? 16. So 20 plus 16 will give us 36. So I'll measure 36 on my meter rule, right? And I'll place it here and I'll strike an arc. So this arc I strike is a radius of what? Radius of 20 plus the radius of what? 16. Is that okay? So we move forward. Now the next one is this also, we know it's 22. So 22 plus 16 is still giving us 38, right? So I'm going to measure 38 on my meter rule. I know from here to here is 38, right? And I'll place it here and I'll strike another arc. So this arc I am striking here is a radius of what? Radius of 22 plus the radius of what? 16. So when I place my compass here, I will now connect these two together. You have to be very careful when doing that. Can you see that? Now we move forward to the next one. So when you look at this, there's another one that is coming in here also, right? And it's going in, so it will be the radius of this 22 here plus the radius of 44. Since it's going in, so it's external. So 22 plus 44, that'll give us 66. So you're going to measure 66 on your meter rule. So from 0, this is 66 here. 60 what? 66. Then I'll place it here. I'll strike an arc. I'll do what? I'll strike an arc. So this arc you see here, this arc is at the result of what? The radius of what? Of 22 plus the radius of what? 66. That'll give us this arc. And the other one here is given to be 20. So 20 plus the radius of 22 plus 44, sorry, is 44, not 66. So this is 44. Right? So the other one will be 20 plus what? Plus 44. So if I do that, I'll be having 20 plus 44, that will be 64. So I'll just measure 64 here. And I'll place it at this point and I'll strike an arc. Can you see that? So this arc you're seeing here, the arc you're seeing here is the radius of what? Radius of 20 plus radius of what? 44. So they have those one thing in common, which is 44. So I'll now take my compass at this point where they intersect, place it at that point, then use it to touch where I want to touch. Hope you can see that. So we have successfully, right, reproduced the given view that you can see at the right hand side of the screen in what? Using the principle of tangency. And the next thing you have to do here is you should not forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and also comment if you have anything you want to say, any question you want to ask. And it's very important for you to do your dimensioning too. So the dimension here